Your squad ain't all-star, your squad is all jokes. And this with one bar, most famous of all quotes. This battle is now over, that's all, folks.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
He was spitting hot fire.
Hello, you beautiful nerds. I truly can't believe this day has come. A sequel to Space Jam, the Michael Jordan Bugs Bunny vehicle, has finally been made, and it was... like, what the fuck did I just watch? It's very surprising that they decided to make a sequel to a movie that was only made in the first place because a fucking Super Bowl commercial went 1993's version of viral. And that movie, let's be honest, that movie is not very good. So now, in a time where Looney Tunes aren't popular, I couldn't imagine this movie being entertaining. But to my surprise, this movie was actually pretty good.
Oh, that's a very nice gesture. What were you saying?
Nah, I'm just joking. This movie sucked shit. This was a movie exclusively made for 5-year-olds. It's not clever, it's not fun, and other than the visuals, it's not interesting. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about what we're talking about. So slip on your Hanes, lace up your Nikes, take your Wheaties and your Gatorade, and we'll grab a Big Mac on the way to the ballpark. Nah, I'm kidding. That's from the... That was a quote from the old movie. Whatever, just have a drink or something. Because we're gonna get adequately fucked up enough to enjoy space. After I watched this, I almost wasn't even gonna review it, cause there's not much to say about this big nothing burger of a movie. But I ultimately decided that I wanted to talk about why it's not as good as the original. This movie follows LeBron James. You know who, like, I don't have to explain who LeBron James is. His youngest son, Dom, is a tech whiz and a video game designer, but he doesn't really have a passion for basketball. It seems like he's only half interested in basketball because his dad wants him to be. Your son is low-key a genius, LeBron. This kid just created NBA jams, and you talking about practice?
What are we talking about? Practice?
Meanwhile, an algorithm inside Warner Brothers server farm named Al G. Rhythm. Ugh, that's such a stupid fucking, like, it hurts to say. He comes up with an idea to scan LeBron for his likeness and insert him into Warner Brothers IP. LeBron thinks the idea is stupid, so he refuses. So then Al G, you know what? Fuck that. This is my show. I'm not saying that dumbass name again. So Don Cheadle kidnaps LeBron and his son Dom and tells LeBron that if he wants his son back, he has to beat him in a game of basketball.
Why?
First of all, you already got LeBron. Your plan is pretty much complete, bro. Second, why in perfect hell do you want to play this nigga in a basketball game? It's fucking LeBron James. You don't want to play him in soccer or some shit that he hasn't won multiple championships doing? So he gets sent to the WB serververse, which is basically... I mean, it's HBO Max. Now LeBron has to put together a team of Warner Brothers characters, guess which ones, to beat Don Cheadle and the Goon Squad. Oh, and Dom. LeBron has to beat his son too. One of the main reasons this isn't as good as the first one is the story. It's just too complicated for its own good, and it suffers for it. My playwriting teacher used to tell me if you see more than 4 people with a writing credit on a movie, it's probably not gonna be that good. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. And this movie had 6 writers. This isn't a season of The Wire. There's no reason to have this many writers on a movie like this. It's a much more interesting story that the Toons need a great basketball player, so they snatched the most popular player in the world. It is way weirder to have LeBron try to recruit Warner Brothers characters to save his son's life. Like, the stakes are weirdly high, bruh. And they even tease a cooler movie, cause LeBron wisely wants to play with people like Superman and the Iron Giant. In fact, if they did that and had the Looney Tunes come in as like a Deus Ex Machina to save everybody at the end in a second unit type thing, that would have been pretty interesting. Not trying to write a better movie, this is just the stuff I thought of while I was watching this movie. Legally, I have to call this a movie. And who's to say that the version I just came up with wasn't one of the many drafts of this script? Again, there were 6 writers. That means there were like 15 drafts of this script minimum. The second thing that makes the movie not as good is the Goon Squad, who are the spiritual successors of the Monstars. I do love these players, but they're not very interesting in this flick. I mean, Klay Thompson isn't really interesting at all. Diana Taurasi is a fucking beast. She's like one of the best players in the universe, and she's got a pretty cool personality, but they didn't do anything with her. They didn't do anything with any of the NBA players, really. In the old one, we got this funny, albeit fucking goofy ass subplot of the NBA players feeling lost without their NBA skills.
Besides basketball, where you find yourself unable to perform?
No!
Yeah, that was suggestive. Which brings me to my biggest problem with Space Jam: The New Jam. It's not fucking funny. The first movie had some really corny shit in it, but there were still some moments like the one I just mentioned that are genuinely funny. Some people have made the argument that it's a movie for kids, so you shouldn't expect it to be fucking super bad or some such shit, which is true to a certain extent. It is a movie for children, so there is a threshold of comedy that they're just not gonna cross. But there are still incredible kids movies out there. Luca is great. The Toy Story series is great. Cars 2 fucking sucks. But Ponyo is great. It's a goddamn delight. Just like any other genre, there are good and bad scripts that turn into good or bad movies. And this one is, it's a bad movie. I mean, my 4-year-old cousin will probably love it, but why would I show him this when I can show him the original Space Jam or fucking Star Wars? I'm just gonna show him Star Wars. I will say the VFX artists for this movie deserve all the awards. This was an incredible accomplishment in CGI and sound design. Another thing that is incredibly entertaining is watching the extras who are playing the random Warner Bros. IP spectators. These guys are amazing. I mean, they're not. It's dumb that they're even there. But it's so much fun watching these guys who are basically in cosplay ham it up for the camera. In the same way that the first Space Jam tried to capitalize on the popularity of that dumb Looney Tunes commercial, this movie tries to capitalize on the popularity of, like, every movie ever made by Warner Brothers. Like, every single background performer is fucking going for it, and I love it. Hands down, the best part of the movie. Speaking of the audience, at some point Don Cheadle zaps everyone who's watching the game on their app into the HBO Maxiverse. Wait, does that mean there's an Infinity War level situation going on in the real world that we're just not seeing? Like, when everyone got zapped back, are there gonna be a bunch of crashed cars and helicopters and shit? One last thing. So people have been weighing in on who's the better actor, Michael or LeBron. And I mean, neither of them are good, per se, so I guess it's a moot point. But I do feel like LeBron is the better actor, while Jordan had the better performance, if that makes any sense. Like, LeBron delivers your basic lines a little better than Jordan, but they also don't ask Mike to do anything he can't do. Like, there's a really emotional scene between LeBron and his son, and yeah, that's a scene that they should have left out. This movie is pretty trash. Again, kids are gonna love it, but this movie is straight poodoo. By the first hour, I had seriously rolled my eyes so much that my forehead hurt. Porky Pig raps, there's a kung fu grandma, Ernie says shit like,
He was spitting hot fire.
yeah, this is a tough watch. I'll probably watch it again just to get high and laugh at all the extras, but beyond that, this was a pretty joyless experience. My ranking, I didn't like it.
Hey guys, it's me and my face, and I'm all up in your face, or in your phone, or the device of your choosing. I just wanted to thank you guys for all your support. It's been officially a year since I've been doing this. I started out by making a silly review of Knives Out on my phone, and it turned into this. I just want to take this time to say thank you to everyone who's been here since the beginning. I appreciate everyone who's joined the journey since we started a year ago. We're gonna try to put out a bunch of stuff over the next couple of months, since it's like, there's so much shit coming out this year. But I'm really excited to talk about it. I don't get special screeners, and I also have a life and a job, so these reviews won't be coming lightning quick. But I am still gonna be talking about things like Loki. That show was fucking weird. I needed time to think about that. Rick and Morty's gonna be wrapping up soon. We got Shang-Chi, The Eternals, Suicide Squad, that new Sopranos prequel. I've been binge watching a lot of Sopranos, so we're probably gonna talk about that. And so much more. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, that's enough of that. You've seen enough of this. Stay safe, my little monstars, and may the force be with you.